Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, I'm going to talk about different ways and different strategies to help you live with intention, reshape your mindset, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Now, first off, I want to say thank you for choosing to spend some time listening to these episodes every week. Your support and your encouragement to me means everything. And I appreciate the ideas that I get from the people that support this podcast, but also the people that I love and that I'm the most grateful for. Give me some incredible ideas and inspiration to think about new ways to record and share new messages for all of you. So if you haven't yet, take this opportunity to subscribe to this podcast and to this YouTube channel if you're happening to watch there, because that obviously is something that helps me grow this podcast, continue to do it for free, and bring in great people. As the podcast continues to grow, we're going to get more and more people to join us on this journey. So this week, I want to talk about a quote that I've heard that has really resonated with me, and it kind of made me feel a little differently about a lot of different things in my life, but it just kind of hit me, and I wanted to share it with you. So this week, I want to talk about the quote that is simply focused on encouraging you to get started. So this quote is, "The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding." Now, if you've heard this before and it hasn't inspired you yet, my goal through this episode is to have you think about that quote differently. But also, if you just heard it for the first time and it felt a little different and it felt personal, then you're right where you need to be. So let's dive in. So really, kind of this quest that we have of kind of living a certain life or having a certain relationship or accomplishing a certain goal or a career or business or whatever it may be, we kind of seek out the magic of it all, right? Or maybe it's the secret formula, or what are just a couple things you need to do in order to get where you want to go. And we put so much weight that the magic is actually in the outcome, but we lose sight of the magic actually being in the work. So obviously the work itself is actually where the magic is, like I just said. But I think sometimes we think all of this greatness and all of this different life that we want is only in that outcome, only in the place of the outcome. So really, I want to talk a little bit about how I've been able to kind of do this in my own life, but also as I get to coach and I get to speak to people about this, this idea of kind of becoming unstuck, and this idea of focusing on where you are and the work you need to be doing instead of just the outcome. So really kind of dive into this idea of kind of, the magic that you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. So it really does kind of, to unpack that a little bit more, it kind of speaks about the nature of achievement and fulfillment, but it also reminds us that the path to success is not always easy. Right. And it's oftentimes not easy because we need to become the person who is willing to be disciplined and do the work in order to best be ready and prepared for where we're going. But oftentimes this journey in the work requires dedication and perseverance and willingness to tackle the tasks that lie outside of our comfort zone. And as we know, growth only happens outside of our comfort zone. And so we can't go to a new place with the same old mind. So if we want a new life, a new place, start with the transformation of your mind and really understanding that the magic is oftentimes the transformation and the growth that happens when you confront your fears or push through resistance or commit to doing the work. Commit to doing the work more than your desire for just the outcome. Okay. So now, obviously, when I first heard this, it really kind of poked at this idea of procrastination. And I want to dive into a little bit more around the science behind procrastination, because this quote is multifaceted in the sense of it may not be just the focus on procrastination. Maybe you're doing the work, but maybe you're still holding back the magic that is in the current process and only giving the magic to the outcome. But first, let's dive straight into procrastination and kind of understanding the science behind that. And then how do we start to take some steps to move past that? So really, procrastination is a complex kind of phenomenon rooted in multiple psychological factors. And, fear of failure, perfectionism, being overwhelmed, and lack of motivation are oftentimes the causes for procrastination. And really kind of exploring the reasons behind our procrastination, we start to understand and gain some valuable insights that lead us into understanding our own patterns and thoughts and behaviors. And, really this self-awareness is crucial for overcoming procrastination and taking these proactive steps towards changing when we get triggered by the habits of procrastination. So, procrastination kind of has this different way of showing up for different people, right? Sometimes it can manifest as excuses. It can come as distractions or avoidance, right? That one was my big thing, as I was intentionally doing other things. All of a sudden got inspired to do other things that a couple of days ago I didn't necessarily prioritize, but just the avoidance task. But really, it's all of those are different examples of things that are basically giving us a reason not to take action, right? So we end up just kind of taking other actions to prevent us taking the action that maybe we're nervous about or scared of, or maybe we feel like we're not ready for. But really, behind every act of procrastination, there's opportunity for growth, right? So really kind of stop and think about, why are you procrastinating? What is going on inside of your heart, inside of your mind, whenever you're about to be bold and courageous and start taking some steps towards what you want? And really, whether it's fear of failure or perfectionism or self-doubt or the unknown. I know a lot of people that procrastinate, myself included for a while there, of, I know what I know, even though it's not exactly what I know is possible for me, but I know what I know and I find comfort in that. So sometimes that would make me procrastinate. Or sometimes it was a matter of, am I ready? Do I know enough? And, there's all these self-limiting beliefs that go into procrastination, but it's really just a matter of, if you have something that you're able to do and you have the desire in your heart to do, that should be the first step for you alone to focus on what you can be doing and should be doing. And so once we start to kind of overcome some of these reasons of why we procrastinate, you will actually be able to kind of grab a hold of it and then take a different direction and make a different thought. Because really, procrastination is a choice that we make that keeps us where we are. Now, the other thing about procrastination, and Mel Robbins talks about this, but it was really something that was really powerful when I heard it, was don't fall into this trap of an identity of saying that you are a procrastinator. Start to tell yourself that you've just developed the habit of procrastinating, and then start choosing a new habit. So now, after we've kind of talked about procrastination, right? Obviously, the next step is embracing the work, right? So once we understand that the magic is in the work, not in the outcome, embracing the work really involves adopting a growth mindset and reframing our perception of challenges and obstacles. Rather than viewing tasks as burdensome or daunting, we can see them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. And, rather than fearing the work, right, we must see and feel like we're learning to embrace the work as the source of the magic that we're looking for. So cultivating this sense of passion and purpose for the work fuels our motivation and perseverance, and enabling us to really kind of tackle some of the most challenging things and, some of the things that we're afraid of, but we tackle it with enthusiasm and determination. So every task, no matter what, no matter how small it may be or how mundane or how challenging, holds the potential to propel us forward to where we want to be, to live in the life we want, the relationship we want, the career that we want. And it's really in the hours spent on reading about it or working on it and those kind of things. That's really where, some of the intentional effort, right? Some people call it sweat equity. Sweat equity goes into, it's like this idea that we find more joy in earning something than just having something given to us. And so this relentless pursuit of the things that are on our hearts and things that are on our minds really kind of help us uncover our true potential. And when we commit wholeheartedly to the work, we tap into this undiscovered power that we already have inside of us, right? And it helps us find that creativity that really propels us towards the life that we want to be living. And, obviously there's this idea of embracing the work. And, sometimes if you feel like the work is a have to, it's going to feel different than if you feel like the work is something you get to do. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this last part of this process of, again, understanding the quote again of the magic that you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Now, the last piece is finding joy in the process, right? We place so much joy and give this title of magic in the outcome, but we lose so much about where we are and who we're becoming and how we're growing and just all of the joy that we have along the way. So if you delay your joy, you're never going to find joy whenever you get to where you think you're going to end up. And so finding joy in the process really requires this mindset shift from outcome-oriented thinking to a focus on the present moment. Instead of fixating solely on the end goal, appreciate the journey and the daily progress and the small victories and the moments that you recognize that you are able to learn and grow. That's what makes it sustainable once you work on what you're working on. So, understanding that practicing mindfulness allows you to fully engage. So being present in each task and savoring the experience and finding fulfillment in the act of creating and self-expression. So being the most authentic you. We're going to talk a little bit more. I have some great episodes coming up about true self-expression and being your most authentic self. And, really, as you start to embrace the process of growth and discovery, finding joy in some of the daily work that you're getting to do, and routines that move you closer to where you want to be, right? Move you closer to the relationship that you want, or the finances that you want, or the career that you want, or maybe the business that you want. So celebrate those small victories and learn from the setbacks and cultivate a mindset of gratitude for the opportunity to pursue your passions. Gosh, just thinking about that, right? So find gratitude for the opportunity to pursue. There's so much richness in that thought of, I'm just grateful that I get the opportunity to struggle, that I get the opportunity to pursue something, that I get the opportunity to learn and grow and fail and just try to keep going and keep growing. And when we approach the work, right? I don't even like calling it work, but the process with curiosity and enthusiasm and a sense of purpose, we absolutely start to shift our mindset and infuse meaning and magic in the process. So one last time, this quote. So as you kind of stop and reflect on it, you've probably thought about it multiple times while I've been talking, but really understanding a little bit more about what you're capable of and true fulfillment, right? And true empowerment of what you're capable of. But the magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. I encourage you to shift your perspective on procrastination and embrace the transformative power of the work. Address the underlying psychological barriers to your action. Cultivate this growth mindset and embrace the journey with mindfulness and gratitude. You can overcome procrastination and truly unlock your full, true potential. The thing that you're going to find, the magic that you're going to find, is that you are the person that you need to be to accomplish what you want to accomplish. You just have to move some things out of the way. And so sometimes maybe it's a matter of recognizing your own triggers, your own, whenever you start to recognize that you're procrastinating, just stop for a second and think about, why are you not taking this step? What is it? Is it you holding you back, or is it something else? But just be present enough to slow down and ask that question so that you can learn that you have the ability to start committing to facing your fears and taking consistent action and trusting in the process of growth and self-discovery. Remember, the magic is not in the destination. It's in the journey. I wish I would have known this 10 years ago, because I've been putting all of the magic thinking it's too far. It's at the end of the rainbow. But maybe the magic right? If we can start to think about the magics in the daily work, so that when we get to where we want to go, or we have the relationship we want to have, the career that we want to have, we'll realize that it's been a wonderful journey along the way. Highs and lows, but still the sense of magic, the sense of now, right? That lies in that. And so this daily pursuit of excellence, or, whatever it is that you want to be living, this life that you want to be living, it's really about just becoming the best version of yourself, not necessarily better than anybody else, but just the best version of you, so that you can show up for the people that you love and you're the most grateful for. And really, that's the number one motivating factor for me, is how do I get to show up for the people that I love, that I'm the most grateful for? I read what I read. I listen to what I listen to. I try to take care of myself the way that I do, so that I can have more days and more moments with those people that I love and that I'm grateful for. And so, it's about embracing the work, and watch as the magic will start to show up for you on a daily basis as you commit to those daily things. So, I hope that this quote kind of resonated with you. I hope the work that we're talking about here is something you become excited about. And sometimes the work doesn't have to change, just how we think about the work needs to change. So I appreciate you listening to this. Again, as I work with my clients, this is one of the things that I often have to work with, that I get to work with them on, is really about understanding that it's not about putting joy and the magic off into the distance. It's about recognizing it and seeing it now. So if you want some work, if you want to work with me on how do you get unstuck and how do you move past some of these self-limiting beliefs, reach out to me at www.tjsweet.net. You can find me there. I'm getting ready to upload a new website, so more to come on that. But you can also connect with me on social media, and I will reach out to you, or once you reach out to me, I'll communicate back with you and see what we can do to help you really embrace the magic in the now, so that you don't put it off until later. So I'll wrap up this episode like I do all the time. Just remember, go hit subscribe every Monday, Mindset Monday. The episodes come out to hopefully get you kickstarted on your week, so that you win the day and win the week. And I'll always remind you, as I wrap up this episode, like I wrap up all of them, that you always have the power and the choice to reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Until the next episode, never stop.